What's something you wish people asked more? What's something you're excited to talk about right now?
I'm excited to talk about the lessons that aren't the sexiest, but are really important. The lessons that are not memeable, that people don't say on a podcast that make them sound really smart and contrarian, but aren't really applicable and sometimes are obvious. I believe very much some of the things that I've been talking about, the power of compounding. Sounds straightforward. It's extremely difficult. I have my psychology master's from Harvard, and one of the things that I religiously believe in human behavior, evolutionary psychology. I relate everything back to evolutionary psychology because I think that we're humans, and that's kind of the bias. So we have a huge evolutionary bias towards novelty, towards not doing the same thing many times over. So doing something like you've done 1,100 episodes is extremely difficult. And not only does it not sound difficult, it also kind of sounds boring. I had a guest, Jackson Craig from HIG Capital. He had been doing distressed debt 28 years. And to the average person, like how interesting would this guy be at a cocktail party? He's done the same thing for 28 years. To me, I'm like, this guy is so disciplined. He is so deep. He is a master in the space. It's very interesting to me to be able to pick his brain in that. I see it as true mastery. To most people, that masquerades as something boring. And something like, I play guitar, I went to Mykonos for the summer, I have a podcast, I also have a charity and whatever, fill in like all these like different hobbies. That's much more interesting to be that person than to be the person that does credit for 28 years. And to Jackson, I'm sure he has many other aspects to his character, but that is such a form of greatness. The other one I mentioned is just minimizing your errors and talking to people. There's a concept called ignorance debt that was popularized by Alex Hormozi, one of my guests as well. And it's the idea that once you start something, you thought about doing venture, you had, let's say, 10,000 points of ignorance debt. Hopefully my podcast took out a couple thousand or 3,000 of those ignorance debt points. You still have another 7,000, but we never know what we don't know. The cure to ignorance debt is practice, education, conversations. But the most important thing about ignorance debt to realize is that everybody has it when you start something. The concept of the ignorance debt is a counteracting measure to the grass is always greener. Let's say I think I want to do a real estate fund. Like, look at this guy. He just did close this huge deal. We actually just launched a real estate fund. We went in with somebody that's been doing it for 20 years. If I was to do it by myself, it would take me 20 years to get good at that asset. I've been doing startups since I was 18. I'm 39 years old. I've been doing venture-backed startups since I was 21. So I've done 18 years. I'm still learning every single day.